Hi everyone, it's Justin here, Voices for Voices. Thank you for tuning in, whether you're watching and listening here in the United States or abroad. We're happy to have you with us. Happy to have you part of the Voices for Voices family. It's been an awesome time to be alive. Uh, and thank you for helping us keep reaching for the stars, reaching for our goals, our dreams, to reach and help at least 3 billion people over the course of my lifetime and beyond. If you could do us a big favor, give us a thumbs up, like, follow, subscribe, share, reshare, repost, and maybe even reach out to 25 contacts in your phone, share the Voices for Voices podcast with them, and let them know that we are available everywhere you get your podcast. So we got some much needed rain here today thus far. We've had, I guess you call it a pretty major drought. So it's good to have a little bit of rain. Um, just want to talk a little bit about forgetfulness and how that's okay. So I'll just give you why I'm bringing this up. So I was at the gym earlier and did my workout, and there were probably two different exercises that I intended to do while I was at the gym. And I got home and I was like, oh crap, I didn't do those. So there's that dilemma of forgetfulness and of, okay, do I wait until the next time I'm at the gym or do I go back today and do it? Because the gym is very close to where we reside, I think I'm going to go back and just do those two exercises and be done with it because then it'll clear my mind out. Uh, and so forgetfulness is okay. We don't have to be upset about it. We can embrace the fact that we're gonna forget things from time to time, and it's okay. Um, if I would have written everything down all the exercises that I wanted to do, yeah, that would have been helpful. Uh, but I didn't, so here I am. And you might hear some thundering in the background here. I think we're gonna maybe get another round of storms. Uh, but in life, as I talked about the gym, in life we forget about things, not because we want to. Sometimes we just do. We just have too much on our mind, and so we jump from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. And then we're like, oh man, I missed this. I forgot to do it. And then the real dilemma comes in, like I said, depending on what it is, how far it is, how easy it is. Maybe you don't have a program on your computer. Maybe you do. Or maybe you have to go back to the office to do a particular task. In any event, there's some times where we're just forgetful, and we could just laugh at the moment and go, okay, yeah, that's okay. I still had a heck of a workout, so for me, that was that was good. I did uh, a new exercise that I haven't done since I've been back to the gym. So it's been over like 10 years since I've done this particular exercise. And so that's as we talk about, switching it up, changing things up, that's helpful for the body, not to get in too much of a groove, uh, because then we hit a plateau um, and things like that. So if we forget something, it's not a huge deal, usually. I mean, I'm speaking from my experience, of course. I'm not speaking for anybody else. Uh, and so there's very there's very few decisions that are you would call like life and death decisions that come about in one's life. So that's what I mean by most of the topics and decisions that come up aren't going to have dire consequences. If we do them, if we don't do them, if we miss them, you get it. The key is, when those bigger, those, yeah, those bigger things, bigger topics, bigger experiences, they come about, like my parents told me, write it down. That's that's the best way to do it is to write it down. Just like if I would have written down my workout today, then I wouldn't be here with this dilemma of, well, do I go back and do these two exercises? And full transparency, these two exercises might take 10 minutes total. So then we have to, again, then we look at like how close in proximity are we? Uh, do we have to pay to go a second time in a day? That's I think the washer, the music playing there. Uh, so that's the other thing. Uh, I don't have to pay to go back a second time in the same day. And so that's another part of, the criterion that goes into decision making for me about this specific, uh, this specific thing. Should I do it? Should I not? And then I look at, the variables. Okay, how close in proximity? Very close. Do I have to pay to go back a second time? No. And so that's helpful. We got sirens too. So we got a little bit of everything going on today. I hope everybody's okay and safe. Uh, I know a couple days ago, I think it was on the fourth. No, it was on the third. Uh, I was on my way driving, and there was a traffic light that was out, a pretty major one. Luckily, they had uh, the police out there that were conducting traffic, which was helpful. Big intersection, a lot of lanes of traffic, nighttime, storm just passed through, more rain was on the way. Uh, so yeah, so those are kind of two big things. And I guess the third one is, do I want to go back? Like, do I have the energy to go back? And I do. So I have the energy. So I can check that box. Proximity close, check that box. Also need an oil change, so I can check that box because that's also very close to where the gym's at. And don't have to pay to go back a second time. Now, now if I decide not to go back, is that going to, is that a life or death decision? No, it's not. It's just like, all right, well, the next time I'm at the gym, I'll do those two exercises because my legs are scheduled up for the second or the next day I go to the gym so I can, the one is shoulder shrugs and see what the other one. Oh, the other one is like calf raises. And so calf raises are part of the leg, but as far as like the weight, it rests on shoulders. Uh, so there's some shoulder action there. Um, but yeah, I think it's interesting just to think about things and slow the mind down. And I think that can be very hard because we're in this hugely fast-paced society. And so it's nice just to take a couple breaths and just think about it. Like I said, here's the criteria, here are the variables. What do I do? What do I want to do? What works in my schedule? What works in your schedule? Might not be the gym for you. It might be something else. It can be a million zillion uh number of things that it could be where we would think about, okay, so should I go back or should I not? Now, if we go to the drive-through where we go to pick up food and we ordered some particular food and that food is not included the in the bags, uh that's a little bit different because there's heavy prices that we have right now. And so especially when you're ordering food, whether it's just for yourself or for others, uh, a majority of the time, each individual has kind of picked out their order from the menu. So we would probably drive back to the restaurant and probably call first. Don't have to, but we probably would call, just let them know. Because depending on what that food item or food items are, could be uh could be some things that not a lot of people order. So it might take a little extra time to prepare the food fresh. And that's what it really comes down to. Um, it was interesting because right, you know, at the gym, done a lot of episodes about the gym, but there's so many different aspects to cover. And uh I have tattoos and this is what I wore to the gym and a gentleman came up and said, "Hey, if you want to have any more ink done tattoos, my shop's just right across the street." And I thought that's a great way to market yourself. You go to gym, is close in proximity, you see somebody who has tattoos, and then you hand a card with a piece of artwork and then a QR code to go to the shop. It's kind of masterful marketing for that. I haven't intended to get any more tattoos. I feel like I got plenty. I got two, four, five, six, seven, I think. Uh, yeah, I don't intend at this very moment to get that, but it was just interesting. I was just finishing one of the exercises, and this gentleman came up. I mean, not pushy, just polite, like, hey, if you're thinking about, my shop's just right up here. And again, that's proximity. So you take somebody at the gym, and if the service, the products that you sell are close, then why wouldn't you just mention it? Doesn't mean I'm going to go and do it. It was just, it was just interesting. But it just shows how creative marketing can be. It doesn't always have to be sitting behind a screen, putting a social media message out, photo, video, like real in person. And I'm sure if I had questions or anything, I'm sure you would have answered them. So a little bit of everything. Um, I hear the birds. They're back to singing. So the storm, at least for now, must have subsided. Yeah, yesterday was one of those, like my whole body just, I guess, needed a rest, like my whole entire body and mind and everything. I slept in a little bit today too, not quite as long, but also wasn't up quite as late. Uh, and that, the weekends really take me out of a little bit of routine time-wise because there's, certain things at certain times during the week that makes it so wake up, I do the thing, and then I can head to the gym if that's what I want. And so I went, let me look and see actually while we're on the topic. I just want to see. I don't here we go. So just to give you an idea of the last, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. The last 2 weeks, chest, and each individual one of these is a day. So chest is a day, cardio's another day, an off day. So that's 2 days at the gym, 1 day off, all around. So that's just a little bit of everything. Off day, arm cardio and legs, then legs cardio, biceps, then arms, and leg cardio. So it was a cardio day. then an off day, then legs cardio and then triceps, followed by the next day legs cardio and chest, followed by the back, followed by an off day, which was yesterday, and then shoulders was today. So yeah, like it tomorrow will be legs. Uh and so the two exercises, I might as well just go and do them today. Uh I mean, yeah, I'm probably gonna take an off day on the day after tomorrow. So it wouldn't be a huge deal if I did those tomorrow. It would just wouldn't cut, it would add, 5 to 10 minutes to the workout tomorrow. And I don't like that. I like to get in, do the work and get out and leave. I'm not a conversationalist when I go to the gym. Some people are, some people aren't, and I'm one of those that isn't. I just want to I want to get in, do the work, the workout, and then I want to I want to take off. I don't want to be there for, an extra half hour or 20 minutes. Not that conversation's bad. It's not normally. I I just don't I'm just not that much of a personable person, uh, extrovert, uh, and it's okay. And I think that's another thing. We just need to be okay with being ourselves. If that's you, if you enjoy home conversations at the gym or other places, that's you. That's fine. It's more than fine. Everybody has their own things. I'm just sharing mine and how it plays a role mentally because mentally I want to get in, do the work and get out so I can get on to the next thing. Whether that's filming an episode, whether that's going and visiting my dad's memorial at the cemetery, visiting my mom, whether that's take my daughter to her class or classes, depending on time of the year, to get some ice cream. These dumpling things are just out of control, I'd say. Um, Going to get these dumplings, I mean, it's just genius. These children, they come home from school, they come home from camp, and it's like they have like we have to go get this. We gotta go, because so and so has it, and they have this one, and I'm gonna try to get, the secret, uh, and right when we're trying to still explain the money doesn't grow on trees for a majority of us. It's like, do we really need to go? Uh, but those are the types of things where if I spend a bunch of extra time doing, talking, then it could take away from that time and it could just make me mentally more exhausted because I'm here to work out. Now I'm on a conversation. So now when I pass the person, right? Because when you're at the gym, there's the weights, the weight machines, the free weights, there's all kind of the cardio machines, the bikes, the stairmasters, and so you're bound to run into them, not physically running, like you're walking by, like I'm walking to this machine up here to the right, and this individual might be coming from a machine on the left. It might be, and we might be going opposite directions. So then it like I have to say hello every time, and that's the one thing with corporate America, and uh, I just couldn't, I can't, I'm not that type of person. Like, it doesn't mean that I don't care. It just means it's an added dimension that I have to or feel like, hi, how are you? How was your day yesterday? How was your weekend? How was your holiday? You get me? Nothing wrong with it. It's just not me. It's not that I'm rude. It's just not me. And so when I talk about the gym and, having a conversation and, it's kind of like I parallel it to being at work and you're in the hallway and you're going one direction, somebody else is coming the opposite, and do you look up and then say hello? How's your day? Or do they do that where you're looking down and you're focused on something? Uh, those are just things in life that they can bog the mind down because then it gets in my head that okay, well, I this person came by and I said hello. So now I got to do that to the rest of them. Or if I hold the door open for like, somebody coming into work and I see somebody out of the corner of my eye getting out of their car, do I wait that extra minute to hold the door open for them or do I shut it so I can go inside? So these are all things that go on in our heads, whether we think so or not. Some some of us are able to just not think about it and just include that in their day. For me, I already got enough going through my mind of what I want to do, for a particular day for the most part, except for, the days that are off. But the off days aren't actually bad. It actually helps, muscle repair itself and the mind, that neuroplasticity, let it continue to grow and grow, you know, new neurons and the like. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. We're talking about life, and that's what we're doing. So I've talked about the gym a lot. I'm enjoying going. So like once I get there, I'm great. And I think maybe that a lot of us might be that way. Like once we get there, it's great. It's easy. I just go in. Now, if you go in and every single machine or single free weight is being used, now I would have a different answer. But so far, with the times that I'm going, I don't usually have to wait to get on another machine. Or I have enough in my mind, excuse me, that I know that I want to do a certain machine next or a certain free weight next. So then I just hop ahead and then get started that way. Sometimes I'll do three machines in a row. Like I'll do one set on one machine, then I'll move to the next machine, do one set, and then the next machine, do another set. So it's three total sets, but it's one set of repetitions on each of these hypothetical. three uh, three weight machines. And so it's just about being flexible, um, ma- and just making it easy as possible for our mind. I was like, all right, if I do 10 pounds for this machine, who cares? If I do 20, if I do 50, who cares? That's the big thing for me is I just have to just be all right with doing what I'm doing. And I am. And that's something mentally that can rear its ugly head at times where we're so concerned about the weight and how many repetitions. I try to do 15 repetitions on each machine or free weight. Sometimes I make it to 15, sometimes I make it more than 15. But I do feel from the mental health side, like going to the gym and just having a little bit of space in my mind where I'm able to just go work out, be done with it, and go on with my day. So whether it's the gym for you or whether it's something else, do what works for you. Don't do what works for me. Don't do what works for other people. Do what works for you. That's that's the big thing. And the more people we're around, the more then we get into this competitive spirit of, oh, they lifted 20 pounds doing this. And I mean, to be frank, to be transparent, there's some that I do 5 pounds of and some I do 60. It just depends on what the machine is, how many repetitions, if it's the beginning of my workout, if it's the end. It just depends on a lot of stuff. But I don't care about trying to one up anybody on weights. I just do them. Just like shows. I know there's lots of shows that have way more episodes, way more followers than us. We just keep doing them. And we just hit 525 episodes. And you're looking at the producer, the filmer, the editor, and a lot of times the host and the guest at the same time. But I love it. I love what we do. We're helping people. That's what I feel like I'm called to do while I'm still on earth is to help people, whatever that may be. So thank you for joining us. We're sending love and support your way. Thanks for sending that our way. And before we leave, if you can give us a thumbs up, like, follow, subscribe, share, repost, reshare, pull out your phone, share the Voices for Voices TV show and podcast with 25 or 50 of your contacts. We greatly appreciate that, and both you and them won't be disappointed. So until next time, let's celebrate the voices of the world and let's be a voice for ourselves and somebody else in need. Bye for now.